Success is not measured by what you have or how much you have. It's only measured by your goals. If I set a goal and I reach that goal, that's success for me. And because you look at that goal as something so small, then it's not success for you. And that's great. But I'm successful because I am succeeding at what I set out to do. So therefore, I'm successful. So you're doing all of this, hating your race for what? Baby, learn to embrace yourself. Learn to love yourself, because black is so beautiful. And I can't even be so mad because it's something that was deeply rooted in African Americans, because those of lighter skin have always been favored because it was more on Eurocentric beauty. You know what I mean? So I can't be so totally upset, but I am, because as a people we need to wake up and realize the problems that are before us. You know what I'm saying? Like, get up, wake up, see these issues for what they really are, and see how they're affecting our community every day. Don't be blind to these things. Get up, wake up. It's really sad. It's a really sad testament when those types of things are running rampant in your race, and then it causes you to hate who you are. And it's so sad. And I guess that's where people get off thinking that, you know, black people think they're better than everyone else. It's not that. It's that we have all of these issues that have been deeply rooted in our bloodlines, that we have to constantly uplift ourselves. We have to constantly uplift our people because they see themselves as ugly and unsuccessful. So we have to constantly uplift them. And that's why there are things like Black Lives Matter and BET. You know what I mean? Because we're having to overcorrect an issue that has been left sitting for years. So, I mean, I totally understand, you know, this one comment that I read one time on Instagram. You know, she was basically saying about how African Americans feel the need to pull themselves away from America as a whole because no other race, you know, comes to America and closes themselves off and kind of basically classifies what type of American they are. But in that statement, that's not exactly true, because you have people who call themselves Latin American, German American, you know what I mean? And no, not all of them do. And yes, the majority of blacks do, but guess what? That's because they have a country to go back to. Hear me, follow me. They have a country to go back to where they can be surrounded by all that rich culture. They have a country that they can go back to and be taught all these beautiful things about their culture. So here in America, where African Americans live, this is their country. They don't know Africa. Yeah, they can go there, but some of them are so out of, or it's not something that they've always known. You know what I mean? And so it's just really disheartening to see things like that, because yes, sometimes it to another person it can seem as though we're separating ourselves or setting ourselves apart, but it's more so that we're picking up our people and saying, look, we're great, we have this and we can do this and we can do that. It's empowering. It's to let our people know Whoops. Hold on. Whoop. Phone's dying. But anyway, so it's to let our people know that there's greatness that can come from us. There's greatness that can come for people with our skin color. There's greatness in us. And I just don't understand why that's such an issue to other people. So, you know, anyway, whatever. I know black people are great, so you're great, sis. Like my video. Subscribe. Yeah, baby, subscribe. Because we black and we proud. We black and we proud. Subscribe. If you're white too and you like African American culture, you can subscribe too. Thanks. But anyway, moving right on along. Moving right on along. Oh my God, this is so fun. Folding my clothes and talking to y'all. Hey, girl. So, moving right on along into this next topic. I'm not gonna name the name of the person because I don't wanna make it about them, and I don't want them to feel like they're being singled out or whatever. But it was just that I happened to be on Instagram and I seen this conversation that was being had on dating to marry. Okay. So with dating to marry, you know, I try to be careful because I know not everybody, you know, believes in it. But, you know, I'm not here to force you to believe in it. I'm just here to simply just let you know what that's all about and why that, you know, can be important if you allow it to be in your life. You know what I mean? So, you know, basically, you know, there's this idea that, you know, you need to date around and have experience and, you know, experiment with people and know what you like. And while that has good logic, you know what I mean, I can see where you were going. You know, I always love to give a compliment before I shut people down. So I can definitely see, you know, where you thought that would be a good idea. I can see. However, it is not. Because, you know, a lot of people know about spirits, and, you know, everybody knows about, you know, being spiritual beings, and, you know, those that even, you know, don't necessarily claim Yahweh, but you talk about how your body is a temple, and you talk about how, you know, you're a spiritual being, you know, within a fleshly body. So take that and hear me out, okay? So your body's a temple, and you're a spiritual being. So you're gonna come with whatever is in your spirit and whatever you're carrying in your spirit, and come over here and canoodle with this person and whatever they have in their spirit, whatever they're carrying in their spirit, and canoodle those spirits, connecting yourself, come on, y'all ain't hearing me, connecting your spirit to theirs and transferring, because what you just done is created a spiritual transfer, a spiritual connection to that person. So now you've gotten your spirit entwined, and of course, you know, we already know, you know, feelings and, you know, love and everything. So you got all that going on, right? And then something happens, it doesn't work out or whatever, you decide you want something new, and you cut that off. And while you might not be, you know, an emotional person, sure, go ahead, sis, you ain't got no emotions, you a city girl out here running it, but guess what, you got a spirit. You got a spirit. So you're, you know, you might think, you know, you done cut your heart out of it or whatever, whatnot, but you got a spirit. So now you just ripped your spirit from that person. Yeah, you did. And so now, guess what? That you transferred spirit, with them. Now you run along to the next person, and guess what you do? You transfer spirits with them too. Yeah, you do. So now, all this experience you're getting is causing you spiritual damage. And then, hold up, wait, pause. You go and find the one you're supposed to marry. So then you spiritually transfer everything, all of that you've now attained from this partner, and this partner you wanted to experience with, and this partner you wanted to experience with, and this partner you wanted to experience with, because you wanted to have experience. You know what you like. Well, guess what? Now you just gave all of that to your husband. Ooh, good job. You got a lot of experience now. Happy? So that's how it works, in case nobody knew. That's how it works. And if you don't agree, fine. You don't agree. You don't agree. That's fine. But don't tell me I'm wrong, though, because I didn't tell you were wrong. All I'm saying is I'm just enlightening you on how it works, because I know a lot of people now don't want to have God, but they have his teachings. So you can't deny the teachings, love, because you got the teachings right there in front of your face. You're hollering about spirits and how, you want to be in good spirit, and you want to have positivity, and, you want to be, in line with your spirit. So be in line with your spirit and stop sleeping around and catching and picking up spirits then. I said it. So that's why it's important to, not do all this dating and hoopla, you know what I mean, before you get married, because you're carrying all of that stuff into your marriage, love. That's what you're doing, because you're connecting your spirit, joining your spirit with another. You're joining your spirit with another, and then taking it to your husband if you ever decide to marry. And if not, sis, you racking them up. You just racking them up. And it comes back. And you think, oh, okay, well, I'm just carrying spirits. Nope, you're carrying whatever they got in their spirit too. So maybe before you slept with them, you weren't, an alcoholic. Maybe you weren't. But now all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you got a taste for a real strong drink. You didn't even drink before. You got a taste for a drink now. Yeah, you got a taste for a drink. Maybe before, you really didn't care for girls like that, but, person you were with or whatever, they're, playing around with their same sex, and so now you got the hots for girls. Whoops. You know what I mean? That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Whatever is in their spirit, negativity is in their spirit, anger is in their spirit. Now all of a sudden you got anger, you got rage, and you don't understand where it came from. Maybe you got that from them. You got it from their spirit. It's called a spiritual transfer. Okay? So that's why it's important. And you think that it's just all about this great experience. No, baby, it's not about an experience. It's not about an experience. It's not. Because all that experience is going to cost you is spiritual damage. And then you get to your husband and you wonder why you can't treat him right and why he acting crazy. Excuse me. And then, you got all of that inside your spirit, and then you conceive, and then you bring children forth in the earth, and then now they're carrying those spirits, and they're having to deal with them, and they carry them on, and it becomes something that's in your bloodline. Stop sleeping around. Don't do it. It's not worth it. That experience you so-called needed is not worth it. Because I'm going to give it to you blood raw, like my grandma used to say. Like it is, baby doll. You sit back. You sit back and do all this for some experience, but you had to learn, correct? Follow me for all my younger viewers. All my older viewers, follow me so I don't have to necessarily say it. So you did all this for some experience, but you had to learn. So what was it that you couldn't have necessarily learned with one partner? Oh, okay. Don't sit here and let society lie to you. That's what this whole talk has been about. How society has lied and how society is always in control. How society is always telling you what you need to be doing. No, baby. No. Don't go out there getting yourself intertwined with these people. It's not. Don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Your soul, your spirit is precious. And while, yes, we serve an amazing God, for those of you that are spiritual, if you're not, whatever, I don't care. You know what I mean? You know, we serve an amazing God where you can go and you can ask for forgiveness and you can ask Him to cleanse your soul. But why put yourself in positions like that? Why get yourself all dirty to go take a bath? Why? Please hear me out. Hear what I'm saying to you. It really doesn't have to be no big thing. You know what I mean? And, you know, while I totally understand another point that she made, you know what I mean, about not being so wrapped up and trying to think, oh, I need to get married, I gotta get married, I need to get married, I gotta get married. But just because you don't want to get married doesn't mean you gotta sleep around. It doesn't mean that. It doesn't. Because you'll say maybe you just don't want to get married, and you never know. Like I said earlier, taking your time, setting short-term goals. You never know what life has in store for you because you're not writing it. People always want to say you're writing your own story. You're really not. You're really not. You're actually kind of reading it. And kind of figuring it out. Figuring out what it means as you're reading it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. Like you're kind of, as you're reading, you're like, you know, I read this, or I'm, you know, in this part of my life, is what I kind of mean when you're reading it. You're kind of in this part of your life, and, you know, you decide you don't want to go to college. So you kind of had to figure that part out in the book. So you're not necessarily writing it, you're just kind of following the path. That makes sense? You're following your own path. Let's drop the book analogy because I think I lost 2 people. So, definitely. So, baby, I cannot stress it to you enough. You know, I'm not sitting up here saying I'm perfect because I'm not. But a lot of things that I can talk about so strongly and so vividly, it's because, you know what I mean, I've been in situations where I've let society lie to me and made me feel like I had to do this or do that or look like this or sound like this or talk like this, walk like this. You know what I mean? And it's not, it doesn't have to be that way. Society is not in control. You are, because you make the decisions. So even though society may tell you sleep around, you made that decision. So you're in control. You are. Can't blame nobody. Now, I blame society for putting it out there and getting people to a point where they don't see see anything other than what society is telling them. But ultimately, you are to blame for your decisions, and that's just that on that. So, you know, just be smart, you know, be wise. Find you somebody you can talk to, somebody older with a lot more wisdom. Find you somebody you can talk to. You know what I mean? Find you somebody who you can ask tough questions. Because that's what you need. You need guidance that can look you in your face and tell you what it is and what it isn't. That's what you need. You don't need a phone screen with all these people you've never met before. You don't know their life. You don't know what they had to go through. Only thing you know is the little bit they told you. So, get you somebody that you can go to, who you can look at, who you can see. You can see the scars of what they went through. They can show you how they overcame. You know what I'm saying? It's important in today's times because we're just so lost as a people. I mean, I'm just kidding. But yeah, just as a group, this world is so lost. So lost. And I just had to come and give my opinions and what I thought and what I, feel like I could be of help to explain and to, give my opinion on and debunk or whatever. So, if you feel like it doesn't apply, take it with a grain of salt. But one thing my grandmother always taught me is, even if you feel like everything I said didn't necessarily apply to you, but you was bumping, you was feeling what I was saying, 20 minutes in, take that and move on. What she says is, she calls it chewing up the meat and spitting out the bones. So if that's, whatever is meat, whatever is life to you, take it, eat it. And whatever is dry bone, dead to you, leave it. Because maybe it was for somebody else. Maybe it's to reach somebody else. Maybe it wasn't for you. But what I said at 35 minutes, that was for you. You know what I'm saying? So that's all. That's it. Really, to be honest, I did all this talking and I really didn't do too much folding. But that's okay, because it's okay. So, if you made it to the end of the video, I love you. I appreciate your support. And I just ask that you would just be smart. That's all. And yeah, so if you like this video, give me a big thumbs up and comment down below how this video impacted you. Did you agree, disagree? Let me know. Talk to your girl down in the comments. And if you are watching and you're not subscribed, baby, what are you waiting for? All these gems I just dropped, all this knowledge, all this, baby, you crazy? Hit that subscribe button, because I'm here, okay? I'm here, period. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll see y'all in another video